Those jumps. That's crazy. Okay, I think it's working now. It might actually be working. I will have to get confirmation from people. We'll see. Did I get it working? Just kidding. We're fine. It's fine. We'll just have to wait for people to pop in. Like since Los Angeles is technically desert, we'll have some pretty cool evenings. Like it'll be really warm during the day and then it can get down to like the 30s at night depending on the season, which I don't mind it getting cold. I like it getting cold. I like the coast. Candy, the coast is very nice and I love Northern California, though it still can get very hot inland. So the coast is preferable weather-wise, but LA just tends to have a lot of smog over it and it's gross and I want to enjoy the mountains and I can only really see them maybe 7 days out of the year because of the smog. But it's too hot here for me. Though there are plenty of people that do love LA. Plenty. Hello Stephanie, welcome in. Let's see. All right, it is working. Beautiful. Thank you for checking, Gunnar. And we have Teresa, and we have Bethany. Teresa, I need something from you. I don't remember what it was. Probably your address. I'm pretty sure I need your address. So please send that to me somehow on Twitch or Discord. Or if you have messaged Castle, that's fine. I can get it from him on one of the other platforms. I'll just try to make note of that and I'll get it from him when he gets back, and that probably will be this weekend. So, hello, Fallen Crow, welcome back. You were here? You're here in the 80s? I mean, I was technically here in the 80s too. So. I'm a nature girl, so LA would not be for me. Yeah, not in LA, but Northern California is beautiful. And then we have like that huge central area that's just like mostly flat and farmland. Very dry farmland. Oh, there's Castle. How's Castle? He says hello. Aaron, you're gonna fight the dragon. The dragon will eat you. You were in Eastern California. Okay, extra hot out that way. For sure. I've always wanted to live up by San Bernardino area. It looks so beautiful. It is beautiful. It's removed from a lot of stuff, but it is beautiful. So if you don't mind being a little more remote. Thank you so much for the heart, Stephanie. And we've got, who else came in? We got Maddie and Milu and of course Aaron. We have Tyson, hello. Welcome back. That dragon started it. I don't know, Aaron. I don't know. Okay, Teresa, you sent your info to Castle on Instagram. Okay. Okay. I will get it from him later then. Natty raided with just himself. That's funny. Or was that a second time? You're hilarious. Hello, Rain. Hello. Welcome back. That would be perfect fit. The more isolated, the better for Matthew and I. I mean, I think we all get to a point where we want to be away from people. For the most part. Not entirely, but just away from the hustle and bustle. But you guys need to decide what you'd like to do this evening. We do have The Hobbit here. I also have The Silmarillion, and I have Beren and Luthien, and I have, of course, The Child of the Prophecy, which we have not finished yet. So, yep, we do need a quiet escape sometimes. I 100% need that, which is, I've always been more partial to Northern California. That's where I was born. But, moved down here with my mother to, it's a little wee one, so I'm a bit of both. I like having some of the city amenities, but I don't really want to live in the city, so like I don't mind driving to the city to get those things. Child of the Prophecy or The Silmarillion, okay? Are we finishing The Hobbit? You guys are deciding. Yeah, I'm a Cali girl. I go with what the masses want to read. Okay. Just going with the flow. The Seven Waters book. Okay. That is definitely spelled wrong. That's okay. It's close enough. Okay. Well, we can definitely continue Child of the Prophecy. We haven't done any of that in a while. Is it up here? That's not it. We just have books everywhere. What is this? I'm gonna knock it over. Whatever it is. Come here. Nope, that's the second book. Okay, it's over here somewhere. I'll find it. Ugh. Quickly. Where did you go? That's Lord of the Rings. That is Harry Potter. Oh, there it is. I see it. Ugh. I need to have walls. Like, my house just needs to be walls filled with bookshelves. I just have stacks of books everywhere. I'm a book hoarder, for sure. The doors are tinted with Maddie's face. Alright. Okay, I found it. Here we are. Look at that. We're on chapter 8 of that one. We are close to halfway on Child of the Prophecy. Stacks of books can be quite dangerous. They can. They can, especially when they keep growing. How long is your TBR and why is it 300 plus? Yeah. We don't need to look at the number, Gunnar. We don't need to look at the number, okay? Ask me how I know. Oh, we know. I think we're all kind of in the same realm of being book hoarders. Yeah. Barry also. Hello, Cargo the Blood Spitter. Welcome back. What is Child of the Prophecy about? So, this is actually part of a trilogy by Juliette Marie, and she does most of her books based off of Celtic and Gaelic lore. So, the first book of this trilogy was inspired by the old folktale, The Wild Swans. And the protagonist of this story was a young girl who had 6 older brothers. And they were all turned into swans by a sorceress, and she had to endure great trials to bring them back. It's a great story. I highly recommend. It's called Daughter of the Forest. And the second book follows her daughters. It's called Son of Shadows. And then this third book is about one of her granddaughters, or actually all of her granddaughters technically, but the main protagonist is one of her granddaughters. Hello, Bear. Combined check is making me confused. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sure you can imagine how crazy it gets for me trying to keep track of where everyone is. But yes, it's a great story. And it is beautiful. It's why I decided to read it to you guys, because I wanted to share it with you. I think it came out in the early 2000s. So yeah, right now we are reading about the granddaughter of the first protagonist, who is also the granddaughter of the sorceress from the first book. So she's very unique in that she's tied to everybody, and she's going to pose either a problem or a solution to what is going on overall with the Seven Waters family, who have been stewards of their domain for a very long time, of the forest. Isn't it Son of the Shadows? It's yeah, Son of the Shadows. You're right. You are correct. How is my day today? It's okay. It's going all right. I'm actually quite sad that Castle is not here, but he's doing stuff for his family, and that's important. So, but what we're reading now is Child of the Prophecy. And we're trying to determine who the child of the prophecy is. So, because it is believed to be a young man who is a descendant of Seven Waters, who's currently in Britain in charge of Harrowfield. Yes, you should. You should. I don't really see her name get thrown around a whole lot anymore, because a lot of the romantasy stuff has taken over. And there's definitely romance in these books, so it's not like it isn't a part of that genre, but it doesn't really fit the modern mold. I don't really know how else to say it. I think you know what I mean. I think it has a lot more nuance and weight compared to stuff like the ACOTAR that everyone likes. And I prefer that, you know. I gave what is it? I don't remember what it's called. A Court of Thorn and Roses. I think I read that one, and then I got up to the third book, and then I kind of just gave up. Sorry. It's not bad. It's not bad. It just doesn't keep my attention. So I am also hoping he's being safe. They actually haven't even left yet, because they are moving their sister, and she had more stuff than they thought she did, which I tried to warn about, but I think you just can never really fully comprehend how much stuff you have until you have to haul it somewhere. So, you know, I'm sure some of you understand that. Erin just moved, so she should understand that very well. Hello, Molly Sue. Oh, yes, I know the feeling for sure. Yep, yep. Me, I understand it, yeah. I know, for sure. So, they haven't quite left yet. They were supposed to leave early this morning. Yeah, it's not fun. Matt's the tapping king tonight, is he? That's funny. Do you know the book The Sea of Trolls? I read it when I was a tot and absolutely adored it. I have not heard of The Sea of Trolls. I will have to look that one up. I don't think I've seen that. Sea of Trolls. by Nancy Farmer. It's historical fantasy and is part of a trilogy and follows a young Saxon boy named Jack who is kidnapped by Vikings with his sister Lucy and taken to the court of Ivar the Boneless. Yeah, that would be interesting. Woo! 50 straight streams, Bear. Look at you go. That is a mega fan right there. Just kidding. You're one of the barkeeps, so we gotta have you around. I'm not sure if I would like it now, but I definitely did back then, which is understandable. Your tastes will change as you age and you digest things differently and you appreciate other things more. Hello, Red Herring. Welcome back. Oh, you didn't know it was a trilogy? Now you have to go back and read it. Finish the story. But yeah, I have a huge list of to be read. To be fair, though, I think most of them I have in ebook form. I'm pretty good about just, I like to collect hardcovers of the books that I really enjoyed. And then if I see a good deal on them, then I'll just get them. And some of the books I have, because artists that I really like did the covers for them. And I don't want to get rid of the book because I'm just like, oh, I like the artist. And then, of course, you come across books like the Mistborn trilogy, where the original illustrations were done by John Foster, whom I really love, but then the books ended up being fantastic, so that's what you call a win-win. But I should have a crack at the Raid Horn for us. I don't think so. I don't think so. I've always loved reading the physical books. Yes, I do as well. I have a lot of ebooks because there's a lot of titles where I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but people will recommend it, and then if I do like the ebook, then I'll go buy the physical. It's cool I get to be here. Yeah, I'm happy to have you here as well, Ben. I broke down and bought the Rift War Saga from Amazon. I did try to see what other websites were selling it, but Amazon was the most affordable. Yeah. I did notice that even like the old thrift books for that set, they're not really cheap unless you want like well-loved books. So, which is, it's really not a terrible thing, but yeah. It is definitely one of those titles. I don't know if maybe they just didn't print a lot of them, which seems strange to me, but at least it's available now, so you have the whole set. That's pretty cool. 'Tis a good series. I can't believe there's so many books that he's written, like, in that same world. That's insane. And I thought The Wheel of Time was insane, but Feist has got him beat for sure. But, okay. I forgot to grab my coffee, so I'm gonna go grab that and then come back. And I'll read. So, BRB, I'm sorry. I found it. I have this tendency to put stuff down when I'm in the middle of doing something else, and then I forget where I put stuff. Feeling unloved because of the raid horn? Stop. You know you're loved. I don't want to hear it. I do need my coffee. My coffee. How do you spell that? That's funny. You do that all the time too? I don't know what it is. Scatterbrained, I guess, is what you'd call that. Coffee is life. I won't say that coffee is life because it's not. But it is a very enjoyable part of my day. So. Oh, is it invisible? That's funny because it's blue. Well. It's like a curse, yeah. Yeah, it's like when I leave the house, I do the 1, 2, 3 check, which is I've got my wallet, I've got my keys, and I've got my phone. I just have to like make sure I have everything before I actually leave the house because sometimes I'm flying out of here for one reason or another. The cup is blue, Rain. I mean, it's turquoise. It's frozen. It's a little chipped, so I was thinking I'd probably just get rid of this one because it's getting discolored too, but let's see. Sorry, middle came through upset, and now the oldest thought I was back, but I'm not. It happens when you have littles. It's totally understandable. No smoking, Barry. No smoking. It's terrible. Don't do it. I do, as you know you are as well. I do. Which is why we can joke around, right? All I see is Hobbit ground. That's funny. Yeah. You don't understand my relationship with coffee? I don't, apparently. You have a very deep relationship with your coffee? That's funny. Hilarious, one might even say. I'm gonna put the chat over here because it will be easier for me to follow if I can see you guys stacked. Aha! Yeah, that works. I have a feeling Big Sis will let the old guy cook me alive in the oven. I won't. I won't. So long as you behave, Maddie. Otherwise, you get to go in the closet with Harold. Ew, smoking. Yeah, it's just bad. We know it's bad. Don't do it. There's me momming you for, even though you didn't ask for it. Define behave. I think you know, Maddie. I think you know. Hi, it's my old Toby and long bottom leaf. I think when you have like a pure tobacco, it's less bad. The problem is that these processed carcinogens that are made now, like it's just full of a bunch of crap. Like you want to smoke some leaf, fine, whatever. Just do it in moderation, right? Like don't let it be an addiction because any kind of addiction is bad for you. Maddie behaving is kind of a contradiction, dude. But yeah, true. True. I can't argue that. It's all the extra stuff in it. Yeah, it's all the extra stuff. It's like our food, right? Basically, a bunch of the processed food is full of that garbage too. Mom just gave me beans after complaining I'm gassy. That's funny. That's funny. Well, good thing we don't have to deal with it. I have my longest relationship with coffee, LOL. Coffee doesn't cheat like my ex. Oh, yeah. Barry, you roll your own? That's good. Red 40, yeah. I mean, but it's not even just that, right? So much garbage in there. Okay, chapter 8. Who's making noise? Milo, is that you? Yeah. It stopped, so it must have been. All right. I need to remember what was going on here. Oh, that's right. So Fanya and all of the young'uns are at Eamon's estate right now. And Eamon seemed to have been trying to develop some physical relations with Fanya, which is terrible. He needs to get smacked because he's not doing things the right way. It's not even the age gap, it's the fact that he was creeping on her and she doesn't have anyone to speak up for her, and that's just wrong. So we'll see how things develop here, because I don't remember, to be honest. Alrighty. Make sure you guys can hear me. Okay. I think. There we go. Let me know if my son is too loud. I will tell him to shush. Ads in 5? Oh, that's right. I suppose I could run ads real quick first. Let's... Oh, it's over here. We'll do the 3-minute ad break so we don't have to worry about it anymore. There we go. TikTok sounds good? Okay, good. I'm going medieval camping in a week and a half. Since I have solar and battery box power, I'm tempted to take my espresso machine. That would be cool. You should. You should definitely take it. Is it medieval camping if you have any kind of electrical doodads, though? Like, what constitutes a medieval camping? Just curious. Oonagh, I'm also trying to figure out why Aaron and Milu can bully me to stream, and my head goes, I'll do it soon, but as soon as I hear, I like your voice and you haven't streamed in a while, so stream, from my ASM artist friend, I go, yes, ma'am. It's because you're a masochist, Maddie. I thought that was established. I fear that might be a cheat. It might be, actually, Lynn, but I don't know. I don't know what medieval camping is. It doesn't sound like something I would enjoy. I think I'm more in the line of glamping or whatever. Like a cabin, you know, put me in a secluded cabin in the woods and I'm totally down for that. At least 10 mosquito bites. Yeah. Ouch, my poor ego. Did you have an ego thinking that you weren't a masochist, Maddie? You can have confidence and still be a masochist. It happens. You don't need to be ashamed. A cabin and some AC, yes. It is the worst going somewhere. Like, I would go up to Tahoe sometimes because my grandparents had a property up there. And in the summer, obviously, it gets hot, but they don't have AC because it snows in the winter, so they're like, why would we need those things? It was killer. I couldn't sleep. And coffee, yes, have to have coffee. Oh, now the cup is blue. Yeah, now you can see it. That's funny. You're just roasting me? I'm not! The costuming makes it medieval. Okay. Got it. So it's like Renaissance fair type camping. You glamp? There you go. See, that's like, to me, that sounds fun. I don't really enjoy camping because all I remember about camping is all the work involved. There's so much packing, then unpacking. You're there briefly, doing a whole lot of work, and then packing again, and then unpacking again. I'm like, it's just a lot of work. Like, You know, I'll go to the nature part, enjoy the nature, and skip all the work. You want to go to a Ren fair? I watch these people on YouTube that go off into the woods by themselves. It's all good until night. Yeah! Oh gosh. Ren fairs, I haven't been to one in a long time. When I got my like first solid job at Borders, a bookstore that we don't have anymore, they had this thing where like if you spent $40 on books, you'd get tickets to the Ren Fair, which was great because even then the Ren Fair was kind of pricey to go to. So I was like, heck yeah, I can buy some books and get to go to the Ren Fair for free. So I would go then, but it was always it's like now, like April and May is when they do the Ren Fair, and it's so hot and dusty. And now from what I'm seeing, like it's just a whole lot of not so good product that doesn't really fit the Ren Fair, and it's all very expensive, and it sounds miserable. Okay? It sounds miserable. They do the Ren Fair at the hottest time of the year. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like the people that work those things, I feel so bad for them. Like, why don't you guys change the date? Is there something else that's already reserved this space at a different season? I don't get it. So, I haven't been in a long time. There is something else out here every year called the Labyrinth of Jareth. So, if you guys are into that sort of thing, definitely come out for that. That's really fun. The guy that puts on the event, he ends up spending a lot of his own money to put it up, but it's really fun. Everyone gets dressed up in costume and masks and goblin outfits, and they just like dance at this really like old historical building out in LA. Super fun. I helped them with the event a few times in the past, and they always did that in like August when it was super hot. So moving everything that needed to go, because they have like this giant dragon, they have all these huge sets because they put on a show, and then they have a room where like a bunch of the goblins are, and like there's just so much stuff going on. It's very cool. But working it is kind of crazy because it's so hot. You're trying to get all this stuff done in the heart of LA, which is a nightmare. But it is fun, so it was worth it. Me make it dirty, never. I'm also meaning that in a clean way. No, you're not, Maddie. No, you're not. Don't try to fool anybody. My bed is about 2 foot off the ground. I have solar-powered fan, a portable fire pit. I also paid the tickets for 2 young ladies to be my support crew. Don't make it dirty, Maddie. Yeah. Both of them are married and one is a nurse. It's good to have help because it can still be a lot of work even though you have the amenities, for sure. Okay. Yeah, nice spring weather would be way better if it wasn't in LA because our spring is already hot. We've already been up in the 90s. Like, what the heck? Hate it. I would much rather go to the Ren Fair in the rain. I'm serious. Spring is summer. Yeah, exactly. We don't have spring here. Okay. Most of my garb is 8th to 11th century. That's really cool. That's really cool. All right. Let's get reading now that ads are done and I've just been rambling for no reason. Pollen? Oh, yeah. Rain fair? Yes. I'm down for a rain fair. Okay. That night I retired early, and Eamon asked no questions. But sleep eluded me. My head ached, and I tossed and turned, one moment cold as ice, the next burning hot. There were creakings and rustlings in the house, and the sounds of guards changing shifts outside, a quiet exchange of words, booted feet trudging off to the kitchen, their owners perhaps hopeful that there would still be a fire on the hearth and a bite to eat. In the end, I got up and slipped a cloak over my night-robe, and went out along the hallway myself, knowing I would not sleep if I lay on my bed willing rest to come. I would seek out some chamomile tea, and I would visit the privy, and if I still could not sleep, I would simply sit by a candlelight and try to put my thoughts in order. It was not as if I had any real duties here. I could rest all day if I wanted to. Why else had I been brought here but to provide Eamon with a little amusement, piquant diversion in his well-ordered existence? That was all it amounted to. I had been stupid not to realize that. No wonder I felt cheap. The house was asleep. Farther along the hall, faint light glowed from the kitchen fire, through the open doorway. Perhaps there were still folk about. But the passage was in shadow, lit only by a candle here and there in a small alcove, to make the way safe for such as I, who felt the need to wander at night. The side chambers were dark. I walked softly in my door slippers, careful to disturb no one. I was not in a mood for company. It was a very small sound that caught my attention, a rhythmic gasping under the breath. I paused outside the doorway to a darkened chamber. Oh, great. Waffling, not rambling. Same. I should have moved on straight away when I saw them, but I found I could not. I stood fixed to the spot, staring. The faint light from the hall candles revealed them dimly. I recognized the woman. She worked in the kitchens. What is that? How would I say her name? Vairi was her name? A comely enough creature, if a little slatternly, with a generous figure and fine dark eyes. She had her back to the wall and her legs apart, and her skirt up around her waist, and Eamon was doing to her what he had been unable to do to me up by the waterfall. The effects of my spell had been short-lived. He was not embracing the woman. He had his two hands flat against the wall on either side of her head, and he was scarce looking at her as he thrust and thrust with his grim-faced determination that I thought was not far from anger. Vairi did not seem unwilling. It was her little cries I had heard, and in the shadows of the room I could see her, eyes half closed, her face flushed, her lips parted. I could not make my legs move to carry me away from where I had no business to linger. The pace of their movement increased, and Vairi gave a shuddering moan, and then Eamon cried out and pushed it inside her one last time, and I backed away on silent feet, and fled to the relative safety of the kitchen, my cheeks hot with embarrassment and shame. Thank you, Matt. Good night. Oh yeah, did we find out if the little ones were okay? Oh, I see. The troubles of childhood. Okay. My dreams did nothing to dispel my feelings of unease and self-disgust, and in the morning I found I simply could not go out and about on my daily business as if nothing had happened. Back in Kerry, if we were feeling out of sorts, there had been a simple solution. Father would either lock himself in the workroom to wrestle with his problems in his own way, or go walking out in the wind and sea spray, with only Fiacha for company. If it was summer, I would find Derek, and recite to him my tale of woe, or sit beside him in silence while the world came slowly back to rights. In winter, I would meditate. I would fix my thoughts on a single phrase of the lore, or a fragment of verse, and let the rest drop away. In Kerry, there was the time and space for such things. Here it was different. The girls were always about, and eager for my company. And Eamon was here. Eamon who had made it clear we had unfinished business. I could not face that, not yet. There were folk everywhere. There was no place for stillness. My head was full of unwelcome thoughts. My mind was so jumbled it was no wonder I could not see my path ahead. Already winter was upon us, and I had achieved nothing, beyond a descent into confusion and self-doubt. For that I could thank the creatures who called themselves the Old Ones. I did not want to believe what they had told me, about the battle and what it might mean. I did not want to confront that, but I must. A serving woman brought warm water for washing, and I told her I was indisposed. I wished to spend the whole day alone in my chamber, I said. No, I did not require food and drink, beyond the jug of water I had already fetched. I had logs for my fire. She was to make sure everybody knew I was not to be disturbed. Everybody. I would be fine as long as no one came to bother me. Then I bolted the door and made up the fire, and settled cross-legged before it with a folded blanket between me and the stone floor. It would be a long day, and my self-discipline had weakened somewhat since Carrie. Father always said cold was a state of mind. One must learn to deal with the way it made the body shiver and tremble, and long for woolen blankets and mulled wine. One must learn to put that aside. I had sat from dawn to dusk under the standing stones, or on the ledges of the honeycomb, but today I needed my blanket and my little fire. I was slipping. I was letting the ways of these folk get under my skin and change me. Time passed. I started with the lore because that came almost without thinking. Its flow carried me along to a certain point. I fixed on fire. I thought of it in all of its forms, and I began to go deeper into my trance, the breathing slower, the body bathed in light, the mind beginning to release itself just on the edge. And there was a polite knock on the door. Fanya? Fanya! It was Deirdre. It was far distant now. I heard her voice as if through a barrier, from the bottom of the well. I ignored it, holding on to my stillness with all my will. Fanya! Maybe she's asleep. That was Eilish. It's the middle of the day. She can't be asleep. Better leave her alone, Clodagh's voice, the voice of common sense. They did say, yes, but... Deirdre, they did say don't disturb her for anything. Not for anything. Yes, but... Their voices faded. But they had disturbed me. I found I could not return to my trance, and I felt sick, as one does when torn too abruptly from that other state of consciousness. Now that the words had intruded, they were followed by thoughts and feelings, and my mind was retelling me the events of yesterday and of last night, and failing to make any sense of it. All right. Eamon had wanted a woman, and when I had thwarted him with my little spell, he had gone elsewhere. That was logical enough. Why should I object to the discovery that one was as good as another? Why should I care that he had only asked me here because he thought I would be easy prey? Poor, innocent, adoring thing that I seemed. I could not have it both ways. I would not play grandmother's game with him. I had already decided that, before ever we rode out together. So why did it matter that he had thought me so cheap, and had so easily satisfied himself with a substitute? What had I believed, that he genuinely thought me beautiful? That I might prove to be the cure for all his problems? Perhaps that he would consider making me his wife? You're nothing, I said to myself. It's Leodin he wants. To him all other women are the same. All you were to him was another virgin for the taking. You're nothing. Beneath notice. What man would love a girl like you? Best stick to what you're good at. I stared across the room at the cobwebs around the doorway. The big spider in the corner was poised above the main web, dark and still, waiting. I focused on her. She shivered and trembled, and there on the stone was a tiny jewel-colored creature that was part way between a bee and a bird, clinging to the unforgiving surface with the little claw-like feet. It looked quite comfortable there, as if it would sooner have been in some rainbow grove wreathed in exotic flowers. I willed the spider back to her place, and watched her scuttle away into hiding, doubtless somewhat shaken. I got up, the ability to be still quite gone for now, and poured myself a cup of water. As I bent over, jug in hand, something fell into the cup with a little plop. It was the bronze amulet from around my neck, the one grandmother had given me. Wear this always, never take it off, you understand. It will protect you. I fished it out of the cup and dried it on my skirt. The cord on which it had been strung was frayed through. I would have to find another. For now I placed the small token carefully in the wooden chest I had brought with me from Seven Waters, down at the bottom where it would be safe. One of the girls would have a bit of cord or ribbon which I could use. Oh, it does, Bethany? Thank you for letting me know. Okay, I will fix it. Possibly. That's so weird. It doesn't say that for me. For me, it says the title is Storytime with Oonagh, so I'm not sure why it says that for you. Oh, is it the text that's in Streamlabs? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I got it. I gotcha. And we will just hide that. Ta-da! Fixed. Okay. Alrighty. Perhaps the water had settled me. I felt clearer in the head, and the sun was coming through the clouds outside my window. The room seemed lighter. I stretched and went back to my place before the fire. I folded my hands in my lap and closed my eyes. This time I would use the eye of the mind to picture my most secret place, the place of my heart. A little cave, almost underground, but not quite. The light is soft blue-gray, as if light and shadow were one in this small, mysterious space. The only sound the gentle washing of wavelets on a pure sandy beach not 2 strides long. A place where earth and sea and sky most wondrously and sweetly met and touched. My mind was quiet, my heart was steady. A kind of peace touched my spirit. Subtly, I began to move into the realm beyond thought, which is the realm of light. Some time later there was a tapping at the door, and voices again. Fanya, are you awake? Clodagh this time. She had changed her mind about disturbing me then. But her words passed me without meaning. I remained still. I was too far away to be called back so easily. Fanya! The tone was insistent, and then there was another, a man's. I thought I told you to leave your cousin alone to rest today. Yes, uncle, but didn't your mother teach you to obey instructions? A short silence. Yes, Uncle Eamon. She would not be pleased, then, that you have chosen to disregard them now you are away from home. Yes, but you heard me, Clodagh. Your cousin is tired, unwell perhaps. We should respect her wishes. I brought her here to rest, not to be constantly bothered. Now find something useful to do with yourself, all of you. There was a mutinous sort of pause. Then 3 or maybe 4 small voices muttered, Yes, Uncle Eamon. And footsteps retreated, and there was silence. All of this I heard, yet remained still in my secret place, my safe haven. Somewhere deep in my mind the thought came to me. It's time I took them home, home to Seven Waters, home to the forest. By dusk I had completed my meditation and come slowly back to here and now. I felt weary but different. I felt I might sleep and not dream evil dreams. My mind was calm. After fasting and silence, my body seemed somehow cleaner. I was a little closer to myself, the self of Carrie. The girl who had in recent times seemed almost lost to me. Perhaps, after all, she had been there all the time, that girl who could make decisions and see ahead, and know when to start and when to stop. Perhaps I had only needed silence to find her. I would not go down to supper. I wanted to hold on to this feeling. I wanted it to strengthen in me, so I would have the courage to face it all again, especially so that I could go to Eamon and thank him politely for his hospitality and tell him I wanted to take the girls home straight away. There was nothing to be negotiated between us, I would say. It was over before it ever happened. A mistake on both our parts, a misunderstanding. I went to lie on my bed with a blanket over me, and I rehearsed this speech in my mind. It would be important to get it right. Eamon was a powerful man for all his shortcomings, and I did not wish to offend him, but we must leave. It was clear to me now. I simply did not have it in me to do what grandmother wanted. I was not what she thought me to be. I could not be like her. Even if she did as she threatened, and hurt my father, I still did not think I could do it. If the old ones were right, this was not just about the winning or losing of a battle. It went far beyond that. It was about the difference between a future, or no future at all. Surely such momentous events must unfold regardless of anything I might do. I was going to have to tell my grandmother this. I was going to have to refuse to do her will and live with the consequences. Maybe I would ask Connor for advice. Maybe I would tell him the truth and throw myself on his mercy. I was feeling drowsy. The fire glowed gold. The candle was steady on its shelf. The folk of the household would be sitting down to supper, the children in their own quarters, perhaps squabbling over whether they should have woken me or not, for whatever trivial reason it had been. The men and women in the warmth of the kitchen, the lord of the Tuath alone in his fine table. I willed myself not to feel sorry for him. His loneliness was of his own making. It was his choice. It could be. I don't... I mean, I guess I have the tavern one in there somewhere. Warm and relaxed, I hovered on the verge of sleep. I wondered what the girls had wanted. They had not come back after Eamon ordered them away. Probably some little drama, a cut finger or a lost kitten. There were plenty of folk to help them. I did not understand why they always came to me. Now I would sleep. I would dream good dreams, of the sea and the sky, of old friends and times of innocence. In the morning I would start anew as bravely as I could. Vanya. At first I refused to believe it. I squeezed my eyes tight shut, as if to deny the familiar voice I had heard right there beside my bed in the firelight. Vanya, get up. She was there. Not just her image in the glowing coals, not just the subtle whisper of her voice inside my mind, but my grandmother herself, here with me, inside my darkened and bolted chamber. Cold with shock, I turned my head and let my eyes verify what my quaking heart already knew for truth. There she stood, not 2 paces away from me in her old woman form, wild hair, tattered garments, claw-like fingers, and baleful stare. Her voice was vibrant with anger. Up! Out! Stand before me and account for yourself, girl. I did as she bid me, shivering in my nightrobe. My feelings of peace and confidence had vanished the moment I recognized her voice. How did you get here? I whispered. You think I cannot command the power of transportation? She snapped. You underestimate me, girl. You'll never escape my observation. Don't even think of tricking me that way. Where is the amulet? What have you done with it? Sudden realization struck me like an icy chill. The amulet. A charm of protection, she had told me, and I, fool that I was, had believed her. The moment I had taken it off, I had become myself again. And now here she was, livid with fury, so brimful of destructive magic that her very fingertips crackled with it. I chose my words carefully. The cord broke. I have laid the amulet away for safekeeping. In the morning I will find another cord and wear it again. I have not forgotten what you bid me do. Show me. I went to the wooden chest, unlocked it, and began methodically to lift out the folded clothes, my hairbrush, other small items. My hands were shaking. Right at the bottom was the amulet, and as I put my fingers around it, they encountered something else. A tiny object long forgotten, left year after year unnoticed, perhaps awaiting this very touch. It was like a blow to the heart. "You might forget," said a voice deep in my memory. "Well, do you have it? Show me." I held out my hand for her, the bronze amulet on the palm. She sniffed. "Very well. Tomorrow, without fail, remove this and you put yourself in our great endeavor in extreme jeopardy. Remove it and you shed your last protection against these folk. And they are strong. Do you understand me, Fanya?" "Yes, grandmother." I understood well enough, if somewhat too late. If I did not wear her little charm, her little spell to keep me working her will, she would be quickly at my side and ready to punish both me and my father. This was no talisman of protection, but a mind twister, a charm of control. No wonder I had felt at times that my thoughts were not my own. No wonder I had hated myself. "Now, Fanya, I wonder if you have forgotten why you are here." "No, grandmother, but—" A tone of menace in this single word nearly froze my will. I took a deep breath, and another, and I said to myself, "Fire child, find your strength." "I am no longer sure I can do as you wish, grandmother. I have... At that moment I felt a searing pain through my right temple, a pain that drove me to my knees and left me retching there on the floor with ill-tasting bile dribbling down my chin, for my stomach was empty from the day's fasting. "What was it you wanted to say, Fanya?" she inquired sweetly. At least hear me out. You can at least let me finish before you punish me for my words." "I can at least let you finish. Oh dear. When will you realize I can do anything I wish? Anything, girl." "Anything except practice of the higher magic," I whispered. "Anything except the restraint my father exercises? That is not quite anything. How dare you? How dare you defy me? How dare you answer back?" Another stab of pain, this time on my left side. I was crouched before her, my head in my hands, and the world spinning out of control before my tight-shut eyes. "It's wrong." My voice was like a little thread, but my father had taught me well. Through the agony that pierced my skull, still I found the words. "What you want, the forest, the islands, you've got it wrong. The battle must be won, not lost. The islands must be saved, not thrown away. Without that, none of us can survive. I cannot do this, grandmother, not for you, not for my father, not for anyone. Get up." I did not think my legs would support me. The pain was fading slowly, but my body ran with sweat, and my stomach churned. I struggled up to stand, swaying before her. "Look at me, Fanya." I forced myself to meet her gaze. Her eyes glowed darkly. She stared back as if to read the deepest secrets of my heart. "Well, hello." Wait, what? If you open the camera folder in Streamlabs, the top image source at the bottom of the folder is the tavern portal. What do I need to do? Why do I need to do something with it? Yeah, I know. I just didn't really want to stop reading for something that trivial. Sorry. I don't even have an image for this book, so... There, you happy? Yeah, I know I'm in the hobbit hole. Oh, I'm hot. I miss you too. Are you guys on the road now? Or are you still getting that sorted? I might have to get an ice pack. Because I am dying a little bit. Still getting sorted? Alrighty. It's progress though, right? Goodness, goodness. Yeah, I think I'll go get one. Ugh. I had decided to pull an ADHD thing again. I can't concentrate on my writing today anymore. It happens. Sometimes you just need a break. Oh, goodness. This helps a little bit. Already having so much fun. It could only be more fun if we were on fire. It's funny. I'm sad. I'm sorry you're having to deal with all that. Hello, Michael. Welcome in. Oh, okay. Ice pack is helping. Well, hello, King Norcalius, and thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Castle's not here today, so I'm sorry if that's a surprise for you. Hello, hello, and welcome. What were you up to today? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm glad you're not stuck longer. It's nice to have such generous friends. We are reading a book. Wow, my Twitch seems to be about 90 seconds to 2 minutes behind. Your YouTube? Oh. Yeah, maybe the latency is a little delayed. Hello, Tatsumari. Yes, normally Castle is here, as you know, I'm sure. Today it is me. And Thursday as well, actually. But welcome in. We are reading Child of the Prophecy by Juliet Maria, and I had just gotten up to get an ice pack real quick, because it's warm. YouTube and Facebook are always about 1 to 5 minutes behind. 5 minutes is crazy. That's a lot. Lo siento. But yeah, anyway, so right now Fanya is being confronted by her sorceress grandmother, who's getting very peeved because Fanya's like, I'm not gonna do what you told me to do. Well, thank you, Rain. And are on our best behavior, except Maddie. Rain's quick on the uptake. Look at that. She already's got Maddie clucked. Hello, Esther. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. All right, honey. Thank you for popping in briefly. I hope everything goes well. Be safe. Gonna make everyone be like, ew, you're being too coupley. Hey, I'm perfectly behaved. No, you're not. Good evening, Quart. Welcome back. Well, of course, Bear. Of course. I know you guys come to hang out and wind down in here with us, and we appreciate that, so it's only fair that I come and fill in to keep up with that for you. Elsie and I are doing good. Good to hear. All is good on your end. Yeah, for the most part. For the most part. All right. Okay, we will continue. All right. They told you this? You talked to them. Which was it? The lady with the blue cloak and the honeyed voice? The one that hovers on the verge of sight, elusive on the margin between light and dark? Was it the maiden all rippling locks and robes of froth and bubbles? Or the flame-haired lord with his imperious manner and his little mind games? Who was it? You must not heed them. They are the enemies of our kind. Our quest is to thwart their long goal, not aid it. You're being bullied. You're always getting bullied, Maddie. I think you are wrong, and I cannot do it. Find yourself another tool. Indeed, since you have such power that you can be here by my side in an instant, why do you not complete this task yourself? Beside you, I am nothing. You are displeased with me. You make that clear. Wreak your own act of destruction if you will. Seek your own vengeance. She glared at me balefully, brows arched in derision. You're a very silly girl at times, Vanya. There's a right way for this to happen. Oh no! Why are you puking? Milo. Milo. You okay? Sorry. Hello, King Norcalius. Welcome in, and thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate that. Yeah. I told Everett to come out and check what was going on. He probably just ate too much. He probably, inhaled his food instead of chewing it properly. No, check. I think he threw up over there by the couch.
Yes, he did.
Delightful. Right. There's a right way for this to happen, and a wrong way. It must unfold. It must unfold according to the prophecy to the very last. Why do you think I haven't bid you kill their leaders, or sell their secrets to the enemy? Why do you think I've left you to your own devices so long? I want you to insinuate yourself, to creep into their lives and into their hearts, child. I want them to trust you. I want them to love you. Then, at the very end, you turn. You turn, smiling, and strike the mortal blow. You're made for this task, Fanya. It's yours and yours alone. I won't do it. Punish me all you will. I cannot continue to hurt the innocent and abuse my craft and blunder on heedless of the consequences. I could not do so even if the goal were one I believed in. A charged silence. I stood breathing with all the control I could muster, wondering where the next bolt of agony would strike. Haven't you forgotten something? Asked my grandmother in silken tones. She pointed to the glowing embers of the fire. I turned. As I stared, the flames rose up of themselves, twisting and flickering to make an image. There was my father, alone in the workroom. Around him, instead of the neatly stacked shelves, the orderly ranks of bottles and jars, the carefully stored scrolls and manuscripts. There was a chaotic jumble, as if every scrap of paraphernalia he possessed, every talisman and every grimoire, every secret ingredient he had been tossed together by some violent act of fate. He crouched on the floor in the center, straining to breathe, his chest heaving, his mouth gaping open in fight for air. His clothing was in rags. He was like a skeleton, a fragile collection of bones that seemed held together only by the tight, stretched, pallid skin. He looked up and right at me with my grandmother's intense dark eyes. I turned away, my heart pounding. I summoned all my will, but still my voice trembled. I know, my father, I said. This is terrible to see, if it is indeed a true vision. But my father seeks the path of light, even though it is barred to him. He would sooner suffer and die than see the innocent perish, and good things destroyed because I wanted to protect him. I know my father. I know him better than you do, for all he is your only son. Then I felt the pain again, in my foot this time, twisting and burning as if the very bones were gripped in an iron fist and squeezed tight. I let out a gasp of terror. You've never liked this foot much, have you? Observed grandmother in kindly tones. You always wished you were more of a beauty. Who'd blame you? I can't imagine why you don't employ the glamour more. Still, you're here, in the house of a man of influence, and him still unwed. Quite a catch. Just think, Vanya. Once 7 Waters is defeated, this fellow can take all 3 holdings in one. Your son could inherit that. Kieran's grandson, one of our kind. He'd be the strongest landholder in all of Ulster. And you'd be his mother. With power like that, who needs beauty? There was another wrenching wave of agony through my foot, and I clenched my teeth tight, not to cry out loud. The pain ceased. There, she said calmly. Have a look at that. I looked down and felt the blood drain from my face. Where before had been my right foot, the one whose form was always just a little different, a touch crooked, a trifle inward, curved. Now there was a hideous paw like that of some monster in an old tale, a travesty of a foot with hairy, swollen skin, and bulbous toes tipped by twisted yellow claws as thick as a horn. I could do more, she said, a great deal more. The hands, the face, the body itself, step by step. Men be running away screaming. You'd never dare put your foot outside this door again. Still want to defy my bidding, do you? She seated herself casually on the edge of the bed, smiling. I looked down at the monstrosity I wore in place of a foot. I summoned up a spell to change it back. I muttered the words. Oh, no, said grandmother quietly. It's not as easy as that. And before I could finish the incantation, the counterspell was already in place, and my hideous hairy paw stayed as it was. Very well, I said as tears pooled behind my eyes. Perhaps you might do your worst. Perhaps I might be turned into a monster. Then I would do as my mother did and end it. Slice my wrists. Step from the tower at 7 Waters. Walk out into the lake until the waters closed over my head. Then what? Wretched girl! Your father has a great deal to answer for. Here. She snapped her fingers and my foot returned to its former self. I sucked in my breath and bit back the abject thank you that sprang to my lips. I would not let her know how close I had come to giving in, when I saw what she could do to me. I'm sure Aaron does need sleep. Hello, the Fiend Joker. Welcome back. We're doing good. Castle is not here. He is doing some stuff for his family. So I will be here today and Thursday. And then probably Sunday. I guess we'll see. Sunday's my usual day, so it might still be me. Your book is almost done? That's cool. Very, very cool. That is exciting. Yeah. I wonder why it's doing that, even though it's blue and not green. Yeah, I hope that goes well, Joker. Sit down, child. Put this blanket around you, it's cold. Got some nice things in your chest there, I see. A few good gowns. That's a relief. Can't come courting a rich man looking like some tattered fishwife. And what a pretty little shawl, all over colors. Comes from a tinker's market, does it? It's nothing. With a great effort, I kept my face and voice impassive. I thought I knew where she was heading. You can take it if you want, I added. It's nothing to me. No? Still, it's somewhat cheap and tawdry for my taste, Vanya. The sort of trifle a traveling man might give to his sweetheart. I would hardly wear such a gaudy thing. Foolish of me to suggest it, I said, getting up and starting to lay my belongings back in the chest. Behind me, my grandmother spoke again. So, you will let your father suffer and die. You will allow yourself to become a monster. You care nothing for your own future. This surprises me, I must admit it. You are not quite the girl I thought you to be. But you will not defy me, Vanya. I don't know what you mean. You cannot make me do what you want. You cannot force me. You think not? What if you were to see all you loved, all you cared about struck down one by one? What if you watched the slow destruction of all you hold dear? Watch this, knowing it was in your power to stop it? What then? Would you fail to act to protect them? I don't know what you mean, I breathed, but a dark horror was spreading through me as I recognized the meaning of her words. I have nobody. I care for nobody save my father. And I told you, I know what his mind would be on this. Oh, make no doubt of it. He will continue to suffer. As for the others, I don't believe you. I have seen you from time to time. I've seen the look in your eye. I watched you playing with these children, tucking them into bed, pretending you were annoyed by their pestering. I see the way your hands linger on your tinker's trifle there, as if the memories in its folds were too precious to let go. Make no doubt of it, Vanya. You will see it all, step by agonizing step. An unfortunate fall from a horse, a young girl fallen into the wrong company, a stew eaten by the roadside with an injudicious choice of mushrooms, a nasty incident with a fishhook, accidents all. As for you, perhaps you will be the only one unharmed. Your job will be to watch as they suffer around you, to watch knowing you could have stopped it, knowing that with your disobedience none of it needed to happen. Stop. Stop it. How do I know this is true anyway? You could be lying to me. My father might not be sick at all. I might defy you and all could still be well. You think so? She glanced down at my foot. If you choose to put that to the test, I cannot stop you, my dear. It would be your risk, and you're right. You cannot know about your father, not unless you go back to Kerry. And if you do that, I assure you, his bones will be bleaching on the sand before you ever reach your little cove. Of course, you could always send a tinker's lad with a message. She glanced toward the wooden chest, where the shawl now lay neatly folded away. You might always do that. But who's to say he would get there safely, the roads being what they are? He'd be as likely murdered by the way on the way what? He'd as like be murdered by the way. That's a weird way to say it. Or this little pack of cheap goods as reach his journey's end. Do we need slow mode for what? Stop it. This is evil. Huh. Evil, is it? You've much to learn. Good and bad, shade and sunlight. There's but a hair's breadth between them. It's all one in the end. Now tell me everything you've done since you came here. Every detail. Haven't you been watching me every step of the way? Don't you know already? She cackled. Hardly. I see fragments. A bit here, a bit more there. Pieces of a puzzle. A puzzle that concerns me. That's why I'm here. Now tell me. Then we'll work out what comes next. You've been wasting time. There'll be no more of that, do you hear? Yes, grandmother. I told her. Heart clenched tight with misery, head full of unshed tears, I told her everything. I had to tell her because it was my fault. I had allowed these folk to creep under my skin. I had allowed them to charm me, and I had started to become one of them. And now I could not stand by and see Sybil or Clodagh or the others hurt. I could not stand by as Aunt Aisling lost yet another child. In particular, I could not let my grandmother develop any further interest in Dan Walker's family, wherever the road might have taken them. She had set a very neat trap, and I had walked right into it. At last it was all out, the tale of the fire, though I left out how I felt about my walk in the forest with Connor, and what I had experienced at the celebration of Samhain. The story of what I had said to Eamon, and my journey here to Glencarna, and how things had unfolded between us. I said nothing of the old ones, and as little about the children as I could. In particular, I made no mention of Sybil and her strange, clear eyes, a seer's eyes. Said grandmother when I had quite finished. You must use this man Eamon, that much is plain. Must and will. I knew his father. This is another the same. A very powerful man, Fanya, and a dangerous one. A man without honor. A man who will not hesitate to stab his brother in the back if it should suit his purpose. A man who never forgets a slight. You are wrong, surely. Odd as Eamon's manner sometimes seemed, it was hard to believe this of a man so bound by convention. Had he not said to me that he had never broken the rules? Don't believe it. He is the answer to our problem. Use his hatred. Use his desire. Make him want you so much he will promise you anything you ask him. That's ridiculous. Eamon could have any woman he pleased. His interest in me is momentary. He does not mean to offer me marriage, I'm certain of it. Then you must change his mind for him. Take control. Use the craft. Make him burn for you. I cannot. This shames me and demeans him. It is not fair. Fair! Fair, she says. Grandmother gave another cackling laugh. I wondered how long it would be before someone heard her and came tapping on the door to ask if I were quite well. Forget fairness. Forget honor. Meaningless concepts, the two of them. There's only one thing that matters here, Fanya. Power. Your power over this man. His power to break the alliance. Our power to defeat the fair folk. Power and vengeance. The rest is nothing. Yes, grandmother. Now tell me again. Tell me what he said about your Aunt Leodin, and tell me what he said about her husband. I need not repeat it. I know it must be done. Ha! You? That's a little hard to believe, from your performance so far. Oh, I see. It's not very much, though. The slow mode isn't very high. I know what must be done, I repeated grimly. You'd best leave me alone to get on with it. What? Get on with what? So I set it out for her, step by inevitable step. A plot that fed on jealousy and obsession, that used subterfuge and treachery to achieve its end. I could scarcely believe that I must go through with it. But there seemed to be no other way. When I was finished, my grandmother smiled at me, little pointed teeth in a mouth wizened by age. Good, she cooed. Very good, Fanya. Perhaps you may become something after all, for all your unprepossessing looks. Grandmother, you must trust me to go through with this. There will be no need for you to come again. Do that, and it could be difficult for me to keep their trust. She quivered with mirth. Giving me orders now, are you? I'll come if I want, girl. You're not listening. I give you my word. I will do as you ask, as long as you do not. Hurt those you love. Oh dear. Love is such a confusing thing for a young girl, isn't it? We'd all be better off without it. The sooner you realize that, the easier life will be for you. Never choose your man for love. There's no future in that. Do you agree? Will you trust me to carry this out for you? Trust? Ha! I'll need a safeguard. And mark my words, if you can't make this plan work, you'll need to take more drastic action. I'll give you a little time, just long enough. But I want to see progress, Vanya. I want results. You're right, I don't gladly come to these parts. Wear the amulet, then I'll show you you are safe. Don't take it off. Never, you understand. She was staring at me intently again, as if to see deep within. Thank the great goddess she had never mastered the art of reading another's mind, of speaking without words. And she could only see me when I wore it. Sweet Brigid, it was true. I had been stupid. I had been blind indeed. Yes, grandmother. In the morning I will find a strong cord and put your token back around my neck, I promise. I hope you're not lying to me. I'll know if you do not keep this promise, and it will be others who suffer. I bit my lip and refrained from reply. Well now, she said expansively. What a pleasant little visit. Take care to get this right, Vanya. Don't scare me like that again. Let me down and I will show you how creative I can be, I promise you. Do the right thing, and it may be a long time before you hear from me again. Yes, grandmother. Farewell, then. I watched as she faded, slowly, in the dim light from glowing fire and solitary candle. I stood staring until all traces of the hideous disheveled old crone was quite gone. Even then I passed my hand through the air once, twice, 3 times before I was satisfied there was nothing there. It was dark outside now. Supper would be over, the little girls getting ready for bed. Eamon would be seated alone before the hall fire, with the wine jug for company. Maybe I should start tonight. My heart quailed. Why had I believed I had the strength to defy her? Why had I let myself think I might choose my path, might strive toward light instead of darkness? There was no choice for me, and there never had been. And the amulet. How foolish I had been, not to recognize that for the witch's charm it undoubtedly was. Wear this always. It will protect you. A mind twister, most potent of controls. Through it she could keep watch on me and bend me to her own will. I had read of such a charm long ago in the dusty pages of an old grimoire. While I wore it, she could find me. The moment I had taken it off she had known and come hastening after me, enraged and something else as well. Almost frightened. As if a Fanya outside her control were infinitely more dangerous to her than all the fair folk in the world. But that could not be right. As a sorceress I was half-trained, scarce tried in the more challenging branches of the art, hindered by my youth and inexperience. By contrast, my grandmother was a master, more powerful even than my father. For had she not captured him in her own spell of sickly, deathly sickness? Ads in 3. Hello, Paul Swiffle? Not sure. That's cute, little axolotl. Or axolot. However you prefer to say it. I must have been mistaken. I glanced toward the wooden chest. The amulet was secure. In the morning I must put it on again. I must keep my word. It was the only way. I would protect them, my father, the girls, the family, and everyone who was close to me. I could not watch her destroy them one by one. I heard folk moving about in the hallway. It was not so very late. Grandmother had come and gone between the sitting down to supper and the last quenching of candles. I should go and speak to Eamon now, while I had the courage. Quickly I stripped off my night-robe and, shivering, dressed in a fresh gown. I pulled my hair into a ribbon at the nape of my neck. I put on my indoor slippers and told myself I would never ever complain about my twisted foot again. I splashed my face with water from the jug, all the while feeling the thud of my heart and the cold clutch of fear inside me. That sensation would never be gone now, not until the task she had set me was complete. And after that, nothing would matter any more. Alright. Has it really already been an hour? I guess I'll go ahead and run ads again so we don't have to deal with them. Sorry. Alright, I'll run those now, so take a 3-minute break to grab a snack or a drink or whatever else you need, and we'll be right back. Well, hello, call me Pistol. How you doing? Doing well. Snacking on peanut butter and cinnamon graham crackers? Woo! Sounds sweet, but it does sound good. Ugh. My ice pack is already warm. I'm just too hot. Killed it. Oh, that's cute. Is that a little pupper? Oh yeah, Samoyed. Doing a lot of spring cleaning. I need to do some of that, honestly. It's really just that we have too much stuff. I need to get rid of stuff. Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. It's Sailor Samoyed's emotes. They're very cute. Milu bought a round for the tavern. That's very sweet, Milu. Thank you. Cheers. Oh, and there goes my coffee. Tragic. It's all gone. Ad's almost over. We got 40 seconds. Then we will be back to reading. Maddie might have a crush. Sounds like he has a crush. Why are you using a shocked emote? It's not shocking. I neither confirm nor deny this. Yeah, we already know, Maddie. We know. Una, are you busy tomorrow around 4 your time? I am not. If you would like to call on me, I will be here because Castle is gone and I will be lonely and sad. I finished folding Mom's laundry, a little break, then mine, yeah. It's kind of spring cleaning, it's involved. Gnoming chaos, absolutely. We should do some gnoming chaos. I mean, if you guys are interested in watching the chaos of us playing Burgle and Gnomes, I could do a game stream tomorrow evening, if you would like that. I know some of you have been asking for game streams again. Everett should be old enough to make another coffee for you. He made me coffee today, actually. Isn't that sweet? Yeah. He just didn't, well, it looks like there is some still in there. Sounded like he wanted it today, but maybe I'll steal it. I mean, either that or I just don't stream so I can support your stream, whichever. Yeah? I mean, I've never done one of those stream together things. I'm not really sure how that works, but I could look into it. Yeah, if you guys want to watch that chaos. It's silly. It's a very silly game. Packing to move is always a pain and stuff just spawns out of nowhere. Yes, we were just talking about that earlier. Because Castle is with his brother and sister. They're going to help her. and her little ones move out to Maine where their other sister is. And I said from the get-go, I'm like, you need to remember there's always almost twice as much stuff as you think there is. And that's pretty much what's happening now. So, just too much stuff. Yeah, mild nudity. Well, I'll definitely keep the stream on mature. Not that some of us act very mature, but yeah. It is blurred nudity, yeah. Of an old man. Just don't go up the toilet at the wrong moment again, Milu, you know? Traumatizing. Yeah, Maddie was traumatized. It's like stuff you haven't seen in years magically appears 100%. Like, I literally have a whole cupboard of stuff that I've barely touched in years. It was just like a bunch of stuff I took with me the last time we moved, and I just shoved it all in there, and I'm like, oh, I'll go through it later. I have not gone through it. I have not gone through it. I also have a bench that has storage inside it. There's a bunch of stuff in there that I need to go through and probably toss out. I think I have some art supplies in there, which is silly because I have an armoire behind me that I put all my art supplies in now, so it's too much stuff. Too much stuff. I feel like I'm unpacking 2 years later. I know! I think that's what happens. Unless you just like keep it in a box and put it in the middle of your floor so it's annoying, it just ends up getting like put off forever. That only took an hour longer than I thought. It happens. It's okay. But you made it back. Yeah, I saw that too, Maddie. I was like, okay, good, he's dressed now. And then he got naked again right after. I'm like, what are you doing? And then came to the window. I'm like, what are you doing? You did that on purpose. Oh no. Yeah. You're going through stuff too, Milu. I think it's important to do that. I mean, that's why they call it spring cleaning, right? I think we should probably spend time this week going through stuff. I think we should all commit to that. His poor neighbors. I mean, just don't go peeking in other people's houses, okay? I feel like that's a standard practice. Don't go peeking in other people's houses. You don't know what you're gonna see in there. Can everyone say a prayer for me, please? My cat is missing. Oh no! I'm sorry, Hippie. We will definitely send out prayers. I hope that you find the kitty. Have you, posted on Nextdoor and Facebook and all that? Nextdoor is definitely useful, you know, because it knows the people in your area, so people in your area will see it, and I've seen a lot of pets get found that way. Yeah, that's sad. And stressful. Very, very stressful. I know how that goes. I went looking for something for a friend in my junk wardrobe and found about 30 odd PS2 games and demos. See, that's awesome. That is awesome. I've kept all of my stuff. And then Castle also had stuff, so now we just like have this whole collection of consoles and old games. And I'm not getting rid of them. I also have a DDR pad for my PS2 because I would play DDR. And that was a blast. That would probably wear me out really fast now. I should do it to build up my cardio again, to be honest. Dance Dance Revolution. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. I mean, because, you know, Dance Dance Revolution came out in the arcades, and me and my friends were obsessed. And so when they had that come out for the PS2 and you could plug it into your PS2, it was so fun to do it at home. That would be awesome to stream. I don't know. I feel like DDR is kind of boring to watch unless you're watching somebody do the crazy ones. But, um, because it's not really dancing, it's just watching somebody be super coordinated with their feet, I guess. Oh, that's really cool, Bear. I have 2 working PS1 consoles. That's awesome. Yeah, I still have my Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, and Legends of Dragoon, but I didn't get to finish Legend of Dragoon because one of the discs was messed up and I kept doing this boss fight that was really hard, mind you, and I did it 4 times and it would just die after I beat it. So, didn't get to finish it. My kid's doing a Pokemon Pikachu Butterfly remix. What? Like as a drawing or music? What? Yeah, Butterfly. The I, you're my little butterfly. I still have my SNES, PS1, 2, 3, and 4. And Wii. They found. See, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we've got a bunch of them. We've got Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, GameCube, PS1, PS2, PS3, and 4. I still have 4 in my bedroom. We have the Wii and the Wii U. And, yeah. Do we need all that? No. But we're all gamers, so we enjoy keeping that stuff. We found my ex's PSP recently in a box. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, red, black, and blue, making colors in the sky. Gosh, memories! Memories. I love how that's the song that stuck with everybody, though. Like, that's the iconic song. Yeah, check out Nextdoor. It's an app. It's really useful because people in your neighborhood, they'll just share information, like, oh, I have extra lemons, or oh, there's a crash over here, or there's a found dog, and all that stuff. I try to keep track of that because it's nice to know what's going on directly in your neighborhood because you can't always get that with news, right? And it's much more effective than Facebook, in my opinion. Person with the missing kitty, please put their litter box and bed outside. That is not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. Gotta love the pop eras, yeah. Yeah, that's totally fine, Maddie. Mine is always by erasure. I'm almost making flyers. Yeah, but do that, but also get that posted up on the internet very quickly, for sure. Okay, let me see how much we have left in this chapter. Yeah, we've got a ways to go still. This is a very long chapter. That's crazy. It's so long. Why is it so long? It's okay. We will go until my voice fails. How about that? This is a very long chapter. Cats can smell their boxes up to a mile away. Oh, good to know, Rich. Good to know. I can't do that with the litter box. She has a sister. Oh. I gotcha. We have some of those disposable ones for just in case and when we do trips. Remember to take some honey for your throat? Yeah, I will. I will. I can already, like, feel my throat getting all scratchy because I'm not used to using my voice so much. I am a quiet person. Maybe take a scoop outside. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either, just so the cat can smell it. That could work. Definitely try it. Or maybe like a platter so that it's spread out more. You know what I mean? So, do you have a container you can throw away after even a garbage bag or some litter in it? Yeah. Seems like we're trying to find a solution, but something that you can put the litter in so she can smell it, or he, I don't know. Yeah, try that. For sure. Okay, here we go. I put on my indoor slippers and told myself I would never ever complain about my twisted foot again. I splashed my face with water from the jug, all the while feeling the thud of my heart and the cold clutch of fear inside me. That sensation would never be gone now, not until the task she had set me was complete. And after that, nothing would matter anymore. I opened the door cautiously, hoping I might slip along the hallway unnoticed. I took one step out and halted. Sybil sat on the floor of the passage with her cloak around her to keep out the cold. She was so still I could only just see her there in the shadows. She did not speak but looked up at me, and my candle flame flickered small but sure in the water-clear surface of her strange eyes. She rose to her feet in total silence. As I opened the door wider, she moved across like a small ghost, and came past me into my chamber. I closed the door behind us. For a moment she said nothing. "What is it, Sybil? Why are you waiting there?" "The others said not to tell you. Not now. They said it was too late." "What? Not to tell me what? Could there be anything worse than what had already befallen me this day?" My mind raced through the possibilities. News from Seven Waters, Maeve, news from farther afield, my father. "What is it? Tell me." The child regarded me gravely. "We did try to tell you, but you wouldn't answer, and then Uncle Eamon got cross, and made us go away." I grabbed her by both arms and gave her a little shake. "Tell me," I said through gritted teeth. "You don't need to hurt me. You don't need to be angry." I reminded myself that she was only 8 years old, and that she had waited, silent in the dark, until I was ready to come out. "I'm sorry. I'm worried, that's all. Is it bad news?" "No. It's just that pony was here. The one in your stories. We thought you'd like to know. We thought you'd like to see. But it's too late now." If I had felt fear before, it was nothing to the anguish that gripped my heart now. "What pony?" I whispered, as if I did not know the answer. "The white pony. You know, the one in all your stories. He let us pat her, and Eilish gave her a carrot." "He?" I breathed. The man in the stories. The one with the little gold ring in his ear. He was asking about you." Derek was here today." My voice shook. "He was here, and grandmother was here, and she had said, you could send a tinker's lad with a message. She had said he's like to be murdered on his way." "Maybe it wasn't him," I said, clinging to foolish hope. "Why would he have come here? He's got work in the west, long miles from Glencarna. Maybe it was somebody else. Where is he now, Sybil? Quick, tell me." Sybil's tone was solemn. "Gone. Him and the pony both. Uncle Eamon sent him away. Uncle Eamon was cross." "How long ago?" Where was he going? Away. I don't know where. Which way? East to Seven Waters? West? Which way? How long, Sybil? What's the matter, Fanya? Her eyes were wide and questioning, almost fearful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's all right. You did well to wait for me, so you could tell me. I'm just upset that you missed him. We thought you would be. That's why we tried to tell you before, but you wouldn't answer the door. I'm sorry, I said again. Sorrier than she would ever know. That he had been here was strange enough. Who knew why he had come? That I had not seen him was cruel indeed, but it was better this way. He was gone, and I would not see him again, and that meant he was safe from grandmother. Perhaps he had been in these parts to visit the old woman, Janice. Perhaps that was it. In any event, this was better. Much better. Why, then, did it hurt so much that I felt as if my heart were being ripped in two? I'm sorry, Fanya, said Sybil in a tiny voice. He went west, I think, before sunset. He said he had to get back quickly, but he wanted to wait until you were better and could come down to talk. Uncle Eamon made him go away. Uncle Eamon was really angry. Was he well? Did he talk to you? Let her tell me everything, every word, every gesture. Not that it would ever be enough. He gave me a message for you, said Sybil solemnly. He made me practice it. I waited. He said, say farewell to Curly for me. Tell her to keep out of trouble until I come back. He wanted me to get it exactly right. But he mustn't come back. My voice shook as fear seized my vitals anew. He can't. I can't let him come back. What's wrong, Fanya? Sybil's colorless eyes scrutinized me, their expression anxious. Nothing, I muttered. Nothing. It's all right, Sybil. You have done very well. I am in your debt. Now, it must be past your bedtime and you're cold. Off you go, back to the others. And Sybil. She turned her small, pale face up toward mine. Don't talk about this, please. I don't like asking you to keep secrets, but don't speak of this to your uncle or to the others. It's very important. She gave a little nod and slipped silently out the door. I had one night. Only one night before I must slip the talisman around my neck and be my grandmother's creature again. Derek had come, and I had missed him. Derek had said he would come back, but he must not come back. I had until dawn to find him and tell him so. After that, I could have no more secrets from my grandmother. After that, it would not be possible to have friends. A good pony can travel a long way between sunset and bedtime. Across open land, when her rider is in a hurry, she can transverse many miles. Beyond the borders of Glencarna, Aoife might be, and still moving westward to the barren shores of Connemara. One thing I knew for certain. I could not ask Eamon for help. A man who takes what is mine pays in kind, he had said. I heard Sybil's serious little voice. Uncle Eamon was really angry. There would be no going along the hall and asking politely for the loan of a horse and a couple of men with torches. I must make this journey alone and unobserved, and be back in my chamber before dawn. Somehow I must cover the miles, and I must find him. A great sorcerer like my father would have used the glamour, used it fully, to effect a total transformation. He would have run through the woodland and pasture on a fleet-footed deer, or flown on strong wings as an owl or some other bird of the night. I knew, in theory at least, how that was done, but my father had forbidden me to try it. It was too dangerous. One might make the change and be unable to return. One might be trapped in the altered form forever, or, disastrously, left as neither one thing nor the other. And it depleted the craft, sapped the strength. All the same, time was passing, and I was almost desperate enough to try. My heart thumping, my blood racing. I stood by my window looking out into the night, and wondered if I dared span the distance from woman to bird, from earthbound human creature to winged being of the air. What if I failed, and dropped from the sky to crash on the stones below? But how else could I be there in time? The moon peered between clouds. A breeze rustled through the hedges, stirring the bare branches of the old elms that sheltered the garden's orderly beds and ink-dark fish-pond. Out there, close to the hedge, a horse was standing. The moon caught the shadow gray of her coat, lighting it to a delicate pearl. Perhaps the hand of the goddess was on me this night. I moved as swiftly as I could. A dark cloak, my outdoor shoes in my hand for quiet, then a spell. Not to alter my form, not much anyway. A half-change. Merely a shadowy effect, so I might pass unnoticed if I were lucky. I moved on silent feet along the hallway, past the chamber where Eamon sat alone. I went out by the kitchen, ducking into a small alcove as the guards passed by laughing and joking on their way to a late supper and good ale. I slipped away before the next shift came on duty. I followed the line of the hedge until there she was, the little horse I had ridden before, now waiting in the night for me placidly, not at all startled as I appeared right under her nose. How had she escaped her stable and made her way here unnoticed? Perhaps she was another world creature. For was she not already far older than any horse had a right to be, and still so bright and eager? She had once been Leodin's, after all, and Leodin was said to possess some powers beyond the ordinary. At any rate, the mare was here, and seemed willing. I did not solve the problem of how I was going to get up on her back, and ride without saddle or bridle. It did not help me know which way to go. "Come," I whispered. "Come on, hurry." Now she was moving away from me, down the line of the hedge blending into the shadows. "Wait," I hastened after her. By the stone wall that kept wandering pigs from the kitchen garden, she halted. "Good," I muttered. "Good, you know how it's done. I see that." Pulling on my shoes, I scrambled up on the wall and thence to the horse's back, where I perched precariously without saddle or blanket, without bridle or rein to help me. "All right," I said softly. "I'm going to need all the help I can get here. You'll have to travel fast and quietly. And not let me fall off, understand? Now find Aoife. Find Derek for me." I put my hand against her neck, willing her to hear me, willing her to know what must be done. Foolish, really. It was not I who could whisper in a horse's ear and win her lifelong friendship. It was not I to whom a wild creature would return for love alone. But the grey horse lifted her head and pricked her ears, and she moved off steadily westward, past the hedges, across the little bridge, by the hazel trees, and out into the shadowy night. I twisted both hands into her mane and gripped on with my knees. I would not fall off. I would not. I would get there and back by dawn. I must. When I found him, I would tell him he must go straight home to O'Flaherty's and never come near me again. I would tell him that and bid him goodbye, and then I would ride back to Glencarna. It was simple, really. "Off to work, all right. Good night, Molly Sue. Thanks for coming in." We will probably end soon because my throat's dying. Sorry. All right. Time passed and the horse moved onward into the night, at first steadily, as if the moonlight were enough to show her the way. It was cold. It was so cold I could not unbend my fingers for the cramp. My feet were numb and my ears ached with the chill. I could feel spasms of shivering through my body, like waves of icy water on bone-cold shore. Just as well she seemed to know where she was going, I thought grimly, wondering how long I might last before my frozen body lost the will to cling on, and I slipped from her back to the hard ground. One thing was certain. If I fell off, there was no way I could summon the strength to get back on. "Good night, Hippie. I hope you find a kitty." At first the world of night had seemed a silent one, but as we traveled onward into the west, I became more and more aware of subtle sounds. Over the quiet footsteps of the grey mare came a rustling and a creaking, as if the trees bent to observe our passing. Once I thought there was a distant howling of hungry wolves. I told myself I was mistaken. Something hooted in the dark branches above. A croaking chorus greeted us as we passed a darkly shining stretch of marshland. Once there was a sudden whirring of leathery wings, and a high-pitched ringing as bats flew over our heads and away to some subterranean cavern. I was so cold I could barely stay awake. For all the urgency of the journey, I was so tired I thought I might stop pretending I could hold on, and simply curl up on the bracken and sleep. A nice long sleep. After all, who would miss me? Oh my god. I think my throat is giving out, you guys. I need to do some kind of voice exercises to get better at this. I will get a drink and try to at least get through this scene so it's not like cut off at a terrible spot. So I will be right back. Thanks, Rain. I also put my hair up because I am still dying. I don't know how Castle does it, because I don't know if it's this light that adds to the heat, but it's crazy. Better rest. I'm off. All the best. Well, thank you, Barry. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in for a while. I must go off to bed. Oh no, I missed Fallen Crow. Well, if you are still here, have a good evening. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna try to at least get through this, seeing if she catches up to Derek, because it's kind of a cliffhanger if we don't, huh? The horse had slowed. Her head turned one way and then the other. She took a step and halted. She took another and paused. I was abruptly awake again, my heart thumping with alarm. "You must know the way," I said to her sharply. "You must. Why come so far to give up now? Can't you follow Afy's tracks as a hound would? What's wrong with you?" She trembled a little, standing there in the night. We were on the verge of open ground. The moonlight showed gentle hillocks studded with groves of small trees. "Go on," I hissed. "Quick, before we both freeze. Don't you know we must be there and back before morning? Go, please." I kicked her sides with my feet and squeezed with my knees. I had so little strength left, I doubt she noticed. "Oh, please," I whispered into the darkness. But the mare stood unmoving. My mind pondered on some distant level what explanation I might give Eamon when I was discovered out here in the morning, half frozen, with a horse that did not belong to me. Maybe I would die of cold. At least that would save having to make up excuses. There was a hooting overhead, and something dark flew by with a sudden whoosh of wings. I thought I felt a small feather drift downward past my nose. I sneezed. There was another hoot. The tone of it sent a clear message. Come on then, stupid, we haven't got all night. The little horse moved forward. Ahead of us the owl flew from side to side, waiting on a low branch, on a stone wall, on a rocky outcrop, impatient. Come on, can't you go any faster? The horse began to trot, and then, when we emerged onto some sort of real track, to canter. I was bounced up and down like a sack of grain. I gripped her mane anew and bent forward, willing my knees to keep hold. Pain arched through my legs and back. I clenched my teeth tight. The owl flew onward, and the mare followed. I was put in mind of Hjahe the raven. Just so was his manner of flight, a little in front, a little behind, a pause on one side or the other, giving the distinct impression that he thought humans unbelievably, tediously gradual, but that his job was to keep an eye on them, so he had better do it. I wondered where Hjahe was now. Did he perch on a ledge above the honeycomb and watch the sorcerer Kiaran as he coughed out his lifeblood among the shattered tools of his ancient craft? Or had he been banished by my grandmother, leaving my father quite alone? Why did they come, these creatures of the other world that guarded us and guided us as no simple owl or raven had the wit or the will to do? The bird flew onward into the night, leading my horse forward. Up a hill and down a glen, through marshland and woodland, and safe beyond the borders of Glencarna. Right. I'm trying. Yeah. I don't know if I'll make it. We might have to just wait until Thursday. I'm sorry. I have a command for it. Don't overdo it. If we need to be done, it is fine. Yeah. I think we might have to. My throat's just getting too scratchy. I'm like struggling to get through full sentences. If you're just wanting to know how to set it up, Maddie, you'll use something like Streamlabs or Stream Elements to set up the commands. Yeah, I figured that was what it was. I told you could always message me if you have questions on this stuff. I am happy to help you. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of bots that can do it, so if you're already using Streamlabs for the events and stuff, you can just do it on there. Okay. Sorry that I do not have the stamina that Castle has. He talks for a living. I don't. I do the behind the scenes stuff. Stubborn me. I'm doing a huge channel update in the coming weeks, which you gotta do every once in a while when you're doing creator stuff. Gotta do it. Okay. I might be able to do one song. It might be a little bit raspy, but I could do one song. And then we can continue on Thursday. Or I guess I could see you guys tomorrow. We should do a game stream. I'm fine with that. And yeah, I can definitely help you when I am able, Maddie. Just let me know. Of course, Ashley, of course. It's a good story. I like it a lot. So, game stream, yeah. There has been a request for Burglin' Gnomes, so that would be the game. At the very least, it should be silly and funny to watch, so if you want to come hang out tomorrow. Well, thank you, Bear. I'm trying. I'm sure, Maddie, I'm sure. Gone to America? Yeah, I can do Gone to America. It's been a while since I've done that one. Let me get the lyrics up. Yeah, we should definitely see if she's free. It'll be harder because it'll probably be around the time she's got to put the little ones to bed, but should definitely ask her. Oh, it's so bright. Why must you be so bright? Okay. Married him in April, lost him in July. Listen to my story and I'll tell you why. They said that he'd been poaching and stealing wine. They said I wouldn't see him for a long, long time. They said he's gone to America to work the land that some called Virginia. They said he's gone to America. Married him in April, lost him in July. They took him as their prisoner, then told me why. They said they had sent him where poachers go. I asked if I could see him, but they said no. They said he's gone to America to work the land that some call Virginia. They said he's gone to America. Married him in April, lost him in July. Curse the men who took him, curse their wicked lie. The night they saw him poaching and stealing wine was the night that he took comfort in these arms of mine. They said he's gone to America to work the land that some call Virginia. They said he's gone to America. Married him in April, lost him in July. And hello, Jason. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Thank you for the lurk. Lurking and working. I know how that goes. Mon Capitan is never free. She is good value for money, though. That's true. Well, thank you. Thank you, Ashley. That was a song that Bear introduced to me. And I learned it because I thought it was good for the stream. It's sad, but it's a good song. Makes you think about times past when stuff like that happened, you know? I like it. You're gonna add a Barry VTube model? Why are you gonna be acting as Barry, though? Maddie, you're hilarious. You're hilarious. Or maybe you should just like be a berry, you know? Like a raspberry. Or a gooseberry. Could be a gooseberry. Same color, you know? It is a good one, yeah. I'll be a dog then. Then you have to pick what dog. Of course, Bear. I am always happy to learn new songs. Sometimes it takes me a while. This is where I retire for the evening. Thank you, Oonagh, for reading. It was great sending my love. Well, thank you very much, Ashley, for coming to hang out and appreciate this story with me. I appreciate that. I'll never work for free when a good coin can be made. Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to get paid, right? A chihuahua? That would be hilarious, Maddie. I could draw you like a really funny looking one that has like one eye that's bigger than the other and like its tongue sticks out. That would be the perfect VTuber for you, Maddie. Be funny. Good evening, Ashley. Thank you so much. Have a good night. And maybe we'll see you tomorrow if you're interested in coming over to Twitch. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you on Thursday. I miss having a chihuahua. I never thought I would really want a dog, but I did get a dog when I saw a Shiba. I feel like you're volunteering for it. I mean, maybe. It'd be funny. But, yeah, I'm more of a cat person, but when I saw my old doggo, Kisho, I thought he was so cute because he looked like a little fox. And I got him as a puppy. He was a good pupper. And he actually acted more like a cat, so it was perfect for me. I'm a dog person more than a cat person. Yeah, it's just dogs are so much work. You know, I already have too much work. So I like being able to have the cat sit on my lap while I'm working, and it's like a companion thing. And I know some dogs can be that way, but dogs need a whole lot more work for sure. We only have Coda because I just was not going to stand for his situation of like getting put down for something stupid. So I was like, well, we'll just take him until we can find him a family, and then here we are with Coda. So yeah. It is what it is, and you know, we made the commitment, so I don't back out of those sorts of things. So we have a dog. That's way too big for the space that we're living in, for sure. I feel bad about that. Just to push the friendship, I'm still waiting for you to learn when I was on horseback. Yeah. Meow, I mean Woof, the dog. Yeah. That's funny. Or, Maddie, I could make you a, whatchamacall? A satyr. I'd make you a satyr character, though you only see the upper half, so you'd only really just have horns. Coda is gorgeous. He is gorgeous. And we are gonna keep him. I wouldn't try to find another family for him now because he'd probably just end up feeling abandoned again. Rabbits pronounces the dog what? Oh, for like instead of chihuahua. Chihuahua. That's funny. I'll go with an L for a kitsune or a combo. Of course you will. Of course you will. Coda is a handsome boy. Big old baby though. Even if I do take him outside to go run around, he just wants to do it for like a minute and then he's like, okay, we can go back in now. I'm tired. Like, so lazy. And he's smart, but he's also stubborn. So, like, he knows when he's doing something wrong, but he'll do it anyway. Just for some things. He's good about not getting on the bed, but, like, I'm fine with him booping the cats when the cats are doing something wrong, but sometimes he doesn't do it when he should, and then does it when he shouldn't. And I'm like, I know you know better. Or they associate you with being a naughty goober. So, Maddie is a quokka. Oh my god, yes! If you don't know what that is, look it up and tell me I'm wrong. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. That would be the perfect mascot. 100%. Maddie, that's what you should do. Should be a quokka. Yep. Bear decided. I'm now a possum. Yeah. It's refreshing to hear someone called your animal smart. Yeah. I mean, hello Hannah, welcome back. We're just ending up. My throat kind of gave out. They have their moments. Like there's definitely moments where they'll be stupid, and then they have moments where they'll be smart. It's like people. Hello, Sortok. I swear shepherds act dumb to get away with stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he acts stupid, but he's not actually stupid. I am a Taniwa. All right. I'll go with an elf with a quokka on his shoulder. That's funny. Bear's like, no, you are the quokka. I mean, you can have two different ones. So you can have like a channel redeem where people can make you switch between them. They can demand the quokka. That'd be funny. Nope, the other way around. Yes. The quokka with like Maddie on his shoulder. You could be riding it, you know. Because what are the odds 3 out of your 4 animals are as unintelligent as Castle makes them out to be? Because they do very unintelligent things, Bethany. They do very unintelligent things. How was your first time doing storytelling alone? I mean, it was fine. It was fine. I didn't get through the whole chapter before my throat was getting all raspy, but I tried. Took it as far as I could. Because, yeah, Squeeze is not stupid. Squeeze is not stupid. which is the shocking one. My dog had 2 brain cells that always fought for last place. Yeah. You're just out of practice. Yeah, I'm out of practice because this is not usually my role. But and it's just different when you're reading from a book and trying to maintain voices and stuff. Yeah, I saw that, Sortok. I saw that. Yeah, I've done it without him before, but he was like doing work or something. This time he is super far away. But all right, I think we can end up, my friends. I think the plan is that I will do a game stream with Maddie, Milu, and Aaron, and possibly Capitan if she can make it. And that will just be Twitch. I'm not gonna stream on everything for that, but let's see. And hello, Georgia. It's okay that you're late. Totally fine. And good night, Barry. Have a good rest. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, so I'll be on tomorrow on Twitch only, and then I'll come back on Thursday evening to continue the reading. Okay? Yeah. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here in the tavern. I really appreciated it. And it was a lot of fun. You guys kept me some company. Good night. Turn that off. Good night. Yeah, at least until we talk again, of course. Good night. Good night. Just getting the things done. Well, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you, Bear. I appreciate you. You are the best. We can raid. I need to see if there's anybody on. Let's see. There is Falcor. Yeah, I guess we can just go ahead and raid Falcor. Do some wind down for bedtime stuff. You know? It's always a winner. Thank you, Nitzo. You have a good night as well. Yeah, I guess he was lurking. Oh, it's sent twice for you, Bethany? That happens sometimes. It happens with Kemian as well. It doesn't show through on my end, but I think that's just like a weird quirk with Twitch sometimes. All right, let's go raid Falcor. Good night, my friends. Thank you so much.